I'm really excited for people to learn about drag culture and drag as an art form. I have always been so happy and proud of my Filipino heritage. As a young kid, I've been begging my mother to bring me to the Philippines. She always told me, when you're 9 years old, I'll take you. When you're 9 years old. When I turned nine, she didn't take me, and I was very upset at her. I came here for the first time when I was 13, and boy, did I fall in love with this place. And so when I started my career in drag, and I chose the name Manila Luzon as a way to represent my heritage and the birthplace of my mother. It was always very important for me to come here to the Philippines in some kind of way as Manila. Now, after being on reality TV in the US, I knew that it was a possibility because I realized how many fans were watching me from around the world, especially the fans here in the Philippines. So I had been really, really hoping and wishing that I could come out here for the longest time since I was on TV first in like 2010 or 2011 or something. But I had to wait. I had to wait because it wasn't as popular at the time. It wasn't cost effective to fly me out here, and there wasn't going to be enough people to be interested in seeing what I do to fly me out here and pay my fees. So it was a dream. So when I finally came out here after I have spent years developing what I do and touring and putting out content and really maintaining my career as a drag artist, I was so happy to come out here and perform with the drag queens here in the Philippines. And then I realized, yeah, of course they weren't going to fly my ass out to the Philippines when they have an entire population of queens that are far more talented and far more beautiful than I am, and they speak Tagalog. So when I finally came out here, I knew I just really felt the embrace of the drag community and of the LGBTQ community. And then I started realizing that the mainstream and the straight community, women, girls, so many people outside of the LGBT community, the drag community, were interested in what I was doing. And so I always knew that there was something here in the Philippines that I had to tap. And the last time it was here was 2019, was when the SM store reached out to me and wanted to do a holiday campaign with me. And it really started out really, really small. It started out as like, oh, we want you to post for us. And, we were talking to them, and they started really opening up to me about how they wanted to be more inclusive in their business, because SM is such a big part of the Philippines, the mall, every mall is an SM, right?
Correct.
So, so we started talking, and they really wanted to reach my community, the LGBT community and the drag community, and be like opening their doors to all the possibilities of like what our community can give to them, and really highlighting that they're accepting as a business in the Philippines, which can be a little bit more conservative than other places. It was like a light bulb went off, and not just because it was Christmas and we had lots of light bulbs going off because of all the decorations, which were starting in September. A light bulb went off, and I realized that the Philippines is ready. The Philippines is ready for more. The Philippines has so much talent. They have the best singers in the world. They have such great entertainers, beautiful actresses, pageant queens, etc. And now it's time for the Filipinos to realize that they have another group of talent right here in this country that they haven't quite yet seen yet. And so we're ready for something more than just a beautiful singing Filipina. We're ready to see a fierce queen, drag supreme, and that's why I thought this was the perfect time for us to do our show Drag Den. It's so amazing, and then on top of that, Albert, the pandemic really hit our community very hard. You know, like when all the nightclubs and the bars closed, it was all of our jobs taken away. We can't do our jobs if we're not going to be on a stage and performing for people. We can do a little Facebook Live and put out our PayPal information and see if people will give us tips, but it's not the same experience of what we do. So I was ready to create this opportunity for my community here in the Philippines as drag artists, to give them a platform to jumpstart the drag scene back up again and hopefully make it bigger than it ever was. Here's the thing. We have to fight for our place in the world sometimes, you know, like it's not being handed out for free. So the entire drag community is always putting ourselves out there in ways that other people aren't daring to do. And that is dressing up in extravagant costumes, making people see us. That is our fight for attention. That is us fighting for our representation and our placement here in the world. And so it's great to, yes, entertain and be beauty queens and whatever, but we have to fight for people to see us and notice us and to respect us. So we're here to show you, like, don't mess with us, because we'll fight you and we'll look good when we do it.
Technically, your show is still we can say it's an introduction to amazing world of drag queens. For most of the Filipinos, don't know or still not aware to this kind of entertainment or movement. Some of them even thought this is illegal because of the word drag. Because they don't know the word drag, okay? So as a professional drag queen, how do you want these people perceive or look this new show?
I think I was saying something in the lines of that the art form of drag is intersectional with the things that we're used to seeing in pop culture, the fashion designers, pop stars, TV actors and movies and everything. All of this is, I think, a form of dress up and fantasy that we create. And we do it, usually we do it live in front of people on a stage. But we're doing it here now on TV to really further the experience and get it to more people. I'm really excited for people to learn about drag culture and drag as an art form. And if they love the Miss Universe pageant, then they'll love drag because it takes it to another level in a same kind of way. Beautiful Filipinas, you know, just being gorgeous, but with the extra bit of a twist. I'm excited for people to know how funny it is. We don't take it too seriously, so neither should you. And I'm really excited for the audience to learn how to perceive the world from a different point of view. I know that a lot of people can get stuck in their ways and how they think. And drag likes to turn that table around and make you see that it's not always the same way, and that we can do things a little differently. And we can be real funny about it. We can be very serious about it, but it is ultimately a beautiful art form. And I think that people will really appreciate it. It's something new for a lot of people, and I think that they're going to be ready for it.